Alright, we are on hole number 5. And this is the hole. This is the shot of the game. We have a serious albatross shot here, so we really want to go for that albatross shot. So let's go look at the hole here. Just make sure I got it in my mind. Okay, so we're going to come over. We're going to try and get out here. We want to... I'm not sure if it matters whether we're in our short iron or long iron range, but the shot with the long iron with the backbone is a really decent shot, and it's a really consistent shot. So if you're at max backbone, so I'm going to take my backbone with me. I'm going to take all of my accurate clubs except for the driver. We want to take an extra mile because we want to get out there an extra mile. I am not going to need my sniper, but I'm going to take it. I want to have every club, all the rest of my clubs, I want it to be accurate. Okay, and I got the usual suspects. QB. What ball are we bringing? So the first shot, we need power, and we need some curl. In the second shot, we really want to knock the wind down, and we want to make sure that our backbone, we're trying to, extend our length out. So I'm going to bring a Kingmaker. I've been using a katana, so this course doesn't really lend itself to having to use any ball other than the ones that you can normally buy. Now there are some of the holes that you can do stuff on. This hole in particular, you can go to this hole and do a max overpower shot with you could probably get away with a 4-power ball and try and shoot up to try and get on the green. It's a very risky shot though. The deal is that if you make it, you're up there and you've got a very short either pitch or putt to the hole for albatross. The problem is that if you don't make it, you just ruined what would be an excellent shot by just doing the layup up here. The whole thing that wins you these tournaments is consistency. So I'm going to be blue ring. I'm going to be blue ring, orange ring. Blue ring off the front, orange ring off of the... I want to put out just a little bit more. No reason to press the issue here. It's a 2-ring pull. I hit it great to the outside because we were running out of time. And get out there as far as we can. And try and stay in our long iron range. Going out that far in the front, I'm actually getting a skip, and it's actually shooting across pretty flat. It's not getting any height on that second bounce, so it's kind of staying low to the ground. I think if you start off more up in here in this area, you may get a better bounce. But I want to see where my ball ends up, and if my ball ends up where I'm in the right spot with my next club, with my backbone, hopefully I'm in my backbone range. If we're in that backbone range, then I'm going to stick with that lower spot just because it's going to put my ball... I know every time, hey, I'm going to be using my backbone because I'm laying it up into that spot. I did try this on one of the other videos I showed for the practice, when we practiced going all the way up there with a... And I did end up in the clear, and then I missed the chip-in shot. Okay, so there's our Hornet, and we're at minimum club with our backbone. And so it's 2 topspin, 2 topspin, and then we're going to go right at it. And we're at minimum club, so it's 2-1. So I'm going to go just a little less than 1.5. Hit it perfect. and we missed albatross by that much. And so I'll have to go back and watch the wind. That was probably, it might have been a wind adjustment because it was a partial. So it was, what did I have, 2.8? I think I had 2.8. Let me write that down. 2.8, 2.8, and it's 2.1 per. So that left me 7 in a balance. So that was a third. So I should have moved it a 1 1/3. And I moved it 1 1/2, closer to 1 1/2 to 1 1/3. And I pulled it. Where I pulled it, if you look at the wind right there, I over pulled by less than a third of a ring, and if you see how close I am, that's about less than a third of a ring. So that was a bad wind adjustment on my part. Like getting down to the nitty gritty, trying to do the math in your head. That's why if you're new and you're getting used to the ring method, using one of the apps you're gonna get used to it, and you're gonna depend on that, because you can put that wind number in there and it'll tell you pull at 2 1/3 rings or 1 1/3 ring, and that it'll take a little bit of variable out of there. The problem is whether or not they're using the numbers, the wind adjustment numbers that you would use. And if you're new, you don't have any that you're going to use. You're going to make adjustments, like on that hole I'm going to add 10%, or I'm going to do whatever, and you're going to, you can make that adjustment in there with the elevation. But I've been playing for a long time, and so I know what the numbers are for my clubs. And some of my clubs I have 100% faith in those numbers. Well, all of my clubs I have 100% faith in those numbers, but some clubs, like your sand iron and your rough iron, there's some variables in there that are really kind of by feel. They're like half their accuracy when they're far away, but when they're close up, they change. All right, that was hole number 5, the par 5. Man, I would have liked to have got albatross on that. Oh, we were that close. All right. Thanks for watching.